Joy Zenz is a lady on a mission. For the past 15 years, Joy has been committed to the empowerment of the African woman domiciled abroad.
She's also in the technology area.
When we met her, it was during one of her diaspora meet and greet events held in Nairobi.
The aim of this event really is to bring people together, as we've not been connected through COVID, and that's why it's called meet and greet. So we have diasporans here, we have business women here as well, with support with the Africa Women in Trade.
Through her organization, African Women in Europe, Joy has been able to champion women's entrepreneurial rights since relocating to Germany.
Germany was such a big culture shock, and from there I said, I want to know what are people doing here, because I used to meet people who are not doing what I wanted to do. I had big dreams. I don't want to clean the toilet. I want to go straight to work with minimum language. But then I said, let me find out what others are doing, and that's how Africa Women in Europe was started. We have over 6,000 members because we especially in Europe, we're not only Germany. So we network with different cultures, different way of doing things, Switzerland, Germany, Holland. This year we've met in different countries. In May we were in UK, it's our biggest community, of course, because of the numbers. And they also help us to pull the other countries up in terms of social life of especially Africans. You have Germany, you have Switzerland, Holland, and now going to Scandinavia slowly.
Now, a bit about Joy. Joy Wanjiru Machugu Zenz was born and raised in Kiambu County. She attended Kangumbiri Girls High School before joining Kenya Polytechnic, now Technical University of Kenya, for a diploma in institutional management. Immediately after, she left for Germany.
Reach an age, you're turning 24, 25, you're thinking, okay, this age, that time, you have to start looking, how are you going to get married, how are you going to look in your future, your jobs, and how you're going to look like. And already I got into engagement, straight to marriage after my diploma, which was very important for me. And we had to, due to relocation of the job here, we had to move to Germany. Actually, Switzerland, put it that way, but living in Germany. Thereafter started the family. And yeah, baba watoto ni Mjerumani. Yes.
So in Germany, what do you do?
Germany was a very interesting country. First of all, coming in with the culture shock. To develop yourself, it takes a long, long journey. Because I was very newly married after honeymoon, started with raising the children. You know, nyumbani si kama hapa. In Europe, you always have to look at the kids' housekeeping and everybody take care of the children. It's quite expensive. So the whole first thing was to take care of the children as I get to know the culture, the language. And it took some time. I have two lovely boys. And immediately after I went back to school, I also enlightened myself. Now I also have a diploma in project management. I work full-time in a pharmaceutical company in Switzerland for over 5 years now. I went to the offices to exactly find out what was my position to get a job in this country. And my level was one of the lowest because, first of all, the language was not fair. Although I had a B, when you go to lessons, you have to have a B2, B1. That time I had the highest, the B2 you needed.
In German language?
German language. I had learned at Goethe Institute. I didn't want to go somewhere without understanding a language. At least understanding, but talking was difficult.
It was not easy getting a job initially?
Initially, it was not easy to get a job, but once you mastered the language, that's the key for everything. Anyone going to any country, you have to master the language. You don't need to go again and study the whole language lessons or universities or degrees just because of a language. But things have changed. It's not the way it was then. You can change your certificates to your level where you are in and still continue with what you want. So I changed mine. I didn't have to redo anything and I went straight to the customer care service.
It was during this time, in 2008, that Joy felt the need to establish African Women in Europe together with 50 founding members.
The diaspora are dying in Europe because of depression. The pressure from back home, the pressure in the country and the lack of SAD. You'd laugh about vitamin D, which is called the side of the SAD. And this hit a lot of African, and the problem is that what happened, we have seen cases, they're taken to the hospital, they're injected, they never come out of it. And this was very sad when we started the African Women in Europe. Said no one should die alone or feel alone, because we are many of us going through the same process. But the thing is that nobody told them how it is when you come. So what we did, we wrote a book. We have 2 books. We wrote our own stories. Right now we have already sold quite a lot of them.
Over time, their efforts grew into business, resulting in the opening of a savings and credit cooperative society by the name Away Diaspora Sacco.
After 10 years of our anniversary, after we launched, the book was launched after 10 years, we decided we want to go back home and do something. And when we decided to go back home, we thought, where else can you start? Most of us are, 60% are Kenyans. So we decided to come home, and already we heard about this Sacco, Diaspora Sacco, and we launched the Sacco. But the whole idea of the Sacco was actually, how can we be the change of the economical development of Kenya or Africa in general? And that means the remittance that we are sending, how can we change it from consumption to investments and generate wealth for our family? Because as you know, we have been sending a lot of money here in Africa, in Kenya, and we have a feeling it's a big pot with a hole that never fills up. And we cannot, some of us come back home and find nothing. So how can we change that to generation wealth?
It's a channel to invest.
It's a channel to invest with entrepreneurs. The Sacco right now is only 2 years, going 2 years and a half. We are already 30 in different countries, Germany, Switzerland, and UK as our majority. And I'm at the moment the chairperson.
Since establishment, the Sacco has experienced great success investing in Kenya.
The Comparative Bank is our bank holding the Sacco. That's where we channel our money and invest through the institution. Our work is to find market access, marketplace for our businesses, of our members. That's what we do. We have one project that we did as Awe together with GIZ. It's called VDO Project. The VDO Project, we really encourage the diaspora and their family members to do a joint fund. Half they give themselves, and the half was given by the GIZ, which is the VDO Project, and started having businesses. So right now I have members in my platform, including myself. We have cows. We started a cow project with my sister. That is quite a huge project right now.
Joy plans to continue the good work she is doing, with more events being organized, like the upcoming African Women in Europe Summit Conference and Gala Awards, set to take place on 3rd of June in Brussels, Belgium. But even as she forges ahead, she still believes living abroad is a must-have experience for all. But as you venture beyond borders, don't forget your motherland.
Exposure is always good, but you make the decision. Where do you want to go? Are you happy there or happy here? Europe is using Africa and Kenya specific for labor source. So let's make sure that we have our skills here. Let's help the mindset, make sure the funding is there, investments to start businesses. You don't need a white-collar job.
And that's what Daring Abroad is all about.